All right, we are live. All right, I got a very special guest today. We got Duke Sims from Shinobi Ninja, amongst other projects. What's up, bro?
What's up, young Wes?
Um, how you doing, man? How are
Chilling,
things?
bro. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm in New York at the studio. You know what I'm saying? Creating, as always.
As always, dude, you're always fucking working, man. Pandemic or not.
Yo, honestly, bro, like you take it for what it is, and the pandemic it just pushed it, like kind of pushed us all into a different room. And it's like in that room, we still got to set up the studio. We still got to record. It's just now we got to put the speakers somewhere else, and maybe you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. The people I see thriving, musician wise and artist wise, are the ones that can just adapt. And like yeah, live shows are canceled, but that doesn't mean there's not other things you can do. Explore other projects, things like that.
Gotta stay creative, man. If you want to be happy and you're a creative, then you need to create. If you want to be miserable and you're a creator, then fucking shut it down. You know what I'm saying? So the quarantine pandemic shit for me, it was just like, oh, okay, let's just shift. Let's just do this different shit. And I started doing reaction videos and all this different type of shit that I never did before because I was locked in at home and I felt like the YouTubers were still making money. They were still their hustle was good. It didn't get affected. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man. I've definitely I follow all my collaborators and stuff like that, and I've definitely noticed you stepped up your content game and just like testing different formats from like the reaction videos to you've done like tutorials on like how to make like making beats in like 5 minutes or something. Like just
I
like
did.
cool
Yeah.
shit like that, man. That's honestly inspired me too. I did one reaction video on my YouTube, and I was just like, I don't know if this is like me. I'm always down to test new things and stuff, but I also need to be mindful and aware of like what you know what works for
For
me.
sure. What's good for you? I mean, I ended up doing these reaction videos because I got inspired by some other dude that I seen doing reaction videos, and I was like, man, this dude can do reaction videos. Fuck, I could talk. People are always, yo, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do it. So I jumped into it, and it's been interesting, man. It's almost like you remember back in the days in school you would have like your science experiment, you'd have your hypothesis,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and all shit. And like when we were kids, we didn't know what that meant. Like hypothesis, what a crazy word. But like hypothesis is like what you think could happen. If I do A, I think that B will happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm just on the mindset of like, if I think that B could happen, man, I got to do A. I gotta see what it's gonna be, bro. And with the reaction videos, it's just a vision. It was like, yo, what if I like? Because as an artist, I always ignore the news because it's negative, and it like
Right. Yeah.
it affects us. So, but I was like, fuck it, let me jump into it and become it. You know what I mean? And I just went viral on TikTok, 1.4 million views on one of the reaction video. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
Dude,
like,
that's so sick, man. Like I saw you post it, and that was one of the things I wanted to ask about. So I guess that's a good segue into um, TikTok. But I want to take a moment to highlight what you just said. Don't watch the news, become the news. That's a fucking quote. So I just want to.
I think that's a powerful thing. You know, you got to
Yeah.
watch though. I learned when I started doing reaction videos, I was reacting to things, right? And like a lot of it was like violent, very just man, there was just a lot of
Right.
violent videos, which I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck it, this is what it is. So then I started reacting to it, but like the way I was reacting was like I wasn't getting inside it as much, and I had to think about what I say because people are paying attention to what I say, and like if you don't have the facts, like I had the word you learn the word allegedly. Like when reading these news things, it's like this allegedly happened. It's like
Yeah.
okay, well if it's not on the video and it says allegedly, I can't comment on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was getting in trouble. I was commenting on shit. It was like, well, it said it like he said he did it, but then it's like
Yeah, man, it's so crazy. Like the spin cycle, so many events go through different like media outlets. Like what one outlet is saying could be like a totally opposite account from another outlet about the same event. So
yeah,
you
it's
just
really like the
you have to do your
clickbaitiness of it.
diligence. Yeah,
Yeah, how they flip it, like the wording and
yeah, the spin
perspective.
cycle, baby.
Yeah, it's trippy shit, man, for sure.
But I mean, at the same time, it's cool that like it just leaves room for independent like people like you. Like I. I keep a pretty close beat on like all the news and stuff, and like I work in marketing too. So it's like um, something I've been noticing, especially during the quarantine, is like first party news is like the new thing. Like people more and more are not paying attention to like the mainstream outlets like Fox or CNN, and they're going to like independent sources like you, or like I get most of my news from Reddit, like the Baltimore subreddit, or like when that Seattle thing was going down with like the autonomous zone, I was like, I literally just flipped from CNN to Fox to see what was going on there, and it was just like, well, they're saying two different things, and they're saying the word allegedly a lot. So I went to the Seattle subreddit and like got firsthand, like was able to read firsthand accounts from people that literally live there in that exact zone that like maybe not aren't participating in it, but at least giving a firsthand account. And I was like, that's the new, like that's the future of news to me is like these first party accounts.
For sure. I mean, it's like you want some aggregator to tell you what type of taste you should be having. You know what I mean? It's like it's cinnamon. No, 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 it's not cinnamon. It's hot sauce. Like here, have this. And it's like if we could just, I mean, if we, like you said, man, become the first party sources of things. I mean, in my thing I'm doing, I'm not a first party source. I'm just like reacting just like anything else.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I think there's a more natural, like we can trust each other. If it's coming from me, it's like you at least you know, like I'm smoking
Right,
weed, like I'm
right.
chilling. It's like I'm not coming at it in some crazy way. But the news are like, what are they
Yeah.
talking about? Like what's the agenda behind who owns it? And like the come like it's a lot of energy. So but we do this type of stuff, and it's like we could just talk about the real. And if you agree, cool. If you don't agree, cool.
Yeah, man, totally. I think that's awesome. So yeah, tell me about like the TikTok because I did a camp. I'm doing a campaign right now for Red Cup Dub, the new song, which I can get into after in a little bit. But definitely curious to hear about like you going viral because like TikTok is just in the news every fucking day. It's like getting the U.S. division is getting sold off and just all sorts of crazy privacy issues and stuff. So like, what's your take on it and like how you uh, do your TikTok content and like ultimately what led to like that video going viral.
Well, TikTok, I mean, I wasn't even fucking with it, honestly, bro. Like, it was just
Really?
like the quarantine thing, and then I got into the YouTube thing, and then I was like, well, if I'm uploading this video to YouTube, then I'm gonna upload it to Instagram, I'm gonna upload it to Twitter. It's like, why don't I just download TikTok and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
throw the same 60-second video that's on Instagram, I'll throw it on TikTok. And what I found with TikTok was like it's random, right? And I think that's what makes it work because when you flip it open, it's not like the people that you're following. It's not like any of that type of stuff. It's like some random person that's getting shit sent to some other random person. I'm just looking at the person like this. So I became that random person
Okay.
after like two or 3 months. I've been doing it, and I had a video that was like 50,000 out there. Oh man, 50,000 views. Like, wow, that's crazy with a lot of comments. Then I started getting 20,000 ones and 30,000 ones. And I was like, oh, like some of these are starting to get views. But then the other day, it was like 3 days ago, it was like I put up one video just like every other video. It was like 9 videos that day. But for whatever reason, that one just click, 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 click. And it was just like, man, it had 50,000 within like a half hour. I was like, damn. Then it hit 100,000. I was like, yo, what is about to go down? My phone was like, comment, 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 because I got the notifications and it was like, phone is lit up. And I was like, yo, I think we might have a chance here. It was like quarter million,
We did
half
it.
a million. And it was all happening within hours. It's not like it took days. It was like real time happening right there. Within like 10 or 11 hours, it already hit a million. And I'm just watching it like, what is making this video
Right.
more viral than everything? But I found was like, I wasn't saying anything. I said very little in the video, like I was a little comment or something, you know what I mean? But my facial reactions was enough that it was working with the content that like everybody that watched it was just they all just watched it for 60
See,
seconds.
so like what? Yeah. So like what was the video like?
It's
You know, like
it's an American Express Karen. It's this Karen lady, and
okay.
she's like she got an American Express platinum card, and she's like she thinks she's the shit because she has this platinum card and she's rich, and like anybody gives a fuck about that. And she cuts in front of this other lady, and she got such an attitude, and she's buying liquor at like Walgreens or Walmart or some shit,
Okay.
and the lady's like, you need to show ID. And the people behind her like, yeah, just show the ID, like don't make a. But she refuses, and she's like, I'll put my number in here, and they're like, no, like we don't need the phone number, we just need your. just put your ID, but just need your ID so you can buy this liquor. And she's like, can I put my phone number in here? And it's like, damn, lady, you just wilding. And then her whole thing ends it where it's like, well, I have an American Express Platinum card. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that means that I'm spent. Like, wow. And just, but yeah, I guess it was engaging enough that it hit all the, you know what I mean? It did it 1.4 million. And whatever that is, it's there.
That's so fucking wild, dude. Like, what a crazy time to be alive. Like, you never know what's gonna pop, and like, so yeah, I've started with the quarantine. Like, I started fucking around with TikTok a little bit too, just cause, like, why not? You know, if you're putting out content, why, I think it's like almost your responsibility to at least vet it out. If you know artists and similar musicians are having some success, you should at least vet it out, see if it's something you want to work with. So I started just doing some like stuff for my music stuff, similar to what I would post on the other socials. I did find using the right hashtags got me like nothing crazy, just like 100, 200 views. But I have like one follower, I think, like one follower. So it's kind of cool that like there's like that organic potential there that isn't on other social media platforms. Because I can post a video on Instagram video, to like my 900 followers or whatever, and get the same amount of views as like one video on TikTok where I have one follower.
Now,
So
yeah,
that's
TikTok definitely giving you some random vibes, but ultimately, like TikTok, I think fortune cookies, right? Fortune cookies are large. We are indoctrinated with fortune cookies as people. Every time we get Chinese food, we open up the fortune cookie. You don't know what's going to be inside. It's an unboxing. We've been unboxing for years, right? Now you just take the same thing with TikTok, and it's like unboxing in the app where it's like, what video is it going to show me? Because you just keep flipping. There's more videos, random shit.
yeah, yeah,
What video is it going to show me? Like that's more entertaining in this day and age in 2020 than like knowing on Netflix like every single thing that's going to be there, and you have to choose, and it's making choices for you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And the other side of the coin is like life being like, if you don't put the quarter in, you don't get any prizes. If you put the quarter in, you might get a prize, right? You should. If you put the quarter in, you might not get a prize. Sometimes you don't. The machine doesn't give you a prize. Sometimes it gives you 2 eggs. You get 2 eggs with the little prize, and it's like boom, but it's random. You got to put the quarter in. TikTok is the quarter. You got to make the video and do it enough times. One of your out of 10 videos, one is going to get more views than the other 9.
yeah. I mean yeah, that's so true, and it's just like consistency. It's like you just have to be consistent too. Like if that one quarter, that one video doesn't pop, like doesn't mean the next one won't.
They're,
But
they're, they're not related in any way. It's like
yeah,
different.
yeah. But what I've done for TikTok with Red Cup Dub is I partnered with like an agency that specializes in TikTok, so they have like their own network of influencers or whatever. So like they pitched my song to them to put to put Red Cup Dub in their video of them doing
Mm.
like whatever stupid fucking dance or whatever thing, and it's like these fucking videos have like 80,000, 100,000 likes and all this shit. I'm like, dude, like that's really like powerful, man, for like my song to get in front of that many people. To be fair, it hasn't really trickled down into anything I can really like quantify in terms of like followers or anything, but it's like sort of passive exposure, and it's to me worth exploring because it's such a powerful platform, and to know that like one random person can do some stupid dance with my song in their video and like that gets 100,000 views. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, and it's ears, man. It's frequency.
Yeah,
Life is frequency. So you're putting your frequency, this song that you created, they collaborated on, that you know what I mean, curated and created, and you're putting it into other people's lives. I mean, how does that? That's just a win. Like you can't. There's no other way to. You're winning.
yeah, yeah, definitely, man. And like with TikTok too, it's like that's a good way to get in front of a younger audience because like we're no spring chickens, so like I see my analytics on Spotify, like my top demographic is like the 25 to 35, 30 to 40 age group. So like I'm not tapping into like the young 20s at all yet, at least. But like with TikTok, and this was kind of weird for me to see, it was like some of the videos of these influencers, I mean, they look like they gotta be like teenage girls, dude. It's like really fucking weird. And I was like, I know TikTok is known to like skew very younger, but I was like, man, like that's like a whole new level of demographics that like I would have never tapped into because I remember when I was a teenager, that was the most rabid I ever was as like a music consumer, like just eating up everything and just once I found a band I like or went to their show or met them in person, I was just like a fan for life. And when you can tap into those that demographic when like they're at that age where they're ready to just like sink into music and really latch on, like that's a really powerful thing, I think.
For sure, man. I remember like my homie back in the days in Brooklyn. My homie, his brother, was in a band, and I think they
Wow.
were called Rhinoceros or something, whatever it was. And like we weren't in any bands, we didn't have any songs or anything. We were just kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I played his tape, and I was like, "Yo, this is like the most amazing thing I've ever heard." Like Rhinoceros, like this is amazing. But when you're that young, it's like you're not skewed to the world and like altered to the world where you can't just feel the purity of things. When you're younger, you just feel it, and then if it
Yeah.
hits you, you rock with it. And if it hits you, you'll remember it. It'll roll with you for the rest of your life. You'll be like, "Oh yeah, Rhinoceros. I still remember that." You know what I mean? And like, what happened to that band? Who knows? That might have been the only thing they ever did. It might have only been May of that one year that they existed, but it's forever.
Yeah, man. I mean, I remember growing up like I grew up in Toledo, Ohio, and there isn't much to do there, but like the metal scene there at the time was like actually kind of popping. So like this was like early 2000s. Like that's all I did, dude, was like take turns with my friend's parents who's driving us to the one club main event that like you remember Roadrunner Records, like
Of
the record
course.
label, like back in their heyday when it was just like Spine Shank and Slipknot and fuck, who else? Like Dry Kill Logic, just all those like new metal bands that were popping like back then. Like I was like so into that, and like you know, you can look back on it now, and some of those bands are a little cringy, but others have stood the test of time. But it was just like at that age, I was just so ready to like latch on and like you know those were the bands touring through the city at the time, and so that's what I was rocking with, and it was like just just really cemented like my desire to want to like play like that because the shows were just so rowdy, like smaller club shows.
Oh yeah, smaller club shows, man. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about smaller club shows is that you got to put people there. It's like you got smaller club shows and be like, yeah, man, it's like bowling alley. And you can have little tiny shows that are just packed with 50 people, make you feel like 1,000. You know
Yeah,
what I
true.
mean? Smaller club shows, if you got 100 people, it feels like 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely got to be mindful of that because I've had it all the ways. I played the empty rooms, packed tiny rooms, crowded medium rooms, whatever. But definitely not so much fun when you're in a medium sized room with like a small crowd. But it
Yeah,
happens. It happens.
yeah,
Put on the
it's
same
part of the
show either
game.
way though.
No, yeah, for sure. That's also part of the game of that quarters, that putting the quarters in the machine.
Yeah.
Sometimes shows are like large, and sometimes they're not. You got to ride that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Stay
dude.
humble.
I remember. Do you remember the show you guys played in D.C.? It was like fuck, probably like 6 years ago. I saw you guys there. It was like some warehouse in D.C. Do you remember that?
Was it like? Did you go down like a driveway, and it was like somewhere on the left,
I
and it
think
was
so. Yeah,
tiny?
it was like a real like straight up warehouse,
Was
like
it
an
like a
art.
room though? Was it like a warehouse like type of room, or was warehouse like 200 people could fit?
No, it was like a art studio.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe I remember the show.
That was fucking awesome, man.
Where we're probably just going crazy. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
just
dude. But like that was an example of like tiny room, but with like enough people, like it was still fucking rocking.
for sure. I mean, tiny room. If you have a good, strong, like anywhere from 15 to 25 people, it's a party. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
there's enough energy there, and what you know what I mean that you should be. Some people should be into it. Of course, there's gonna be some people in the back of the room just like this, but other than that, I mean, it's gonna be exciting.
yeah, man. So, are you at your studio right now, Willie B
I'm at
Labs?
the studio, man. Check it out.
It's looking good, dude. Um, I need to get back up there.
Oh yeah, man. Well, shit, we got a new couch. Peep the couch right here.
Yeah.
Got the couch, painted the floor. Even though every month the floor gets dirty because it's an art studio, but when we paint the floor here, bro, it's like wow. We painted it white and it's like so shiny. It's nice, man. It's good vibes here.
Nice, dude. What are you working on today?
Today, I got this. I want to put guitars. There's this dude named Rolly. He's on Twitter. He's an artist, and I think he has drawn for like Reader's Digest, Playboy, things like this. But I connected with him on Twitter, and we did a couple of tracks. So there's a second track. I just want to finish it off. I already wrote to it, but I just want to finish it off with some guitars. Yesterday, I printed with my homie Perfection. We did these 11 shirts. This
Oh, that's
Kobe
sick.
one says respect, but we did these 11 shirts. I don't know if you can really, yeah, you can see them by the mirror,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all that whole grip. It's like we did. It's like money bags. I put it on my Instagram. Go to my Instagram. It's on money bags, and it has a basketball player's face like over white, and it says respect over the eyes or the mouth. It's got different colors. It's fire, man. We did James Harden, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Kobe, and Steph Curry. So it's a nice like 11 joints. That was rad. I don't really know. I feel like yesterday was so crazy. There was probably like it was a lot of energy in here. Like there was people doing recording sessions. We were printing shirts. You know what I mean? Like some homies were playing video games. Oh, there was like a lot of energy happening at the same time. And I feel like today is supposed to rain a little bit. So I feel
Yes. Yeah, the hurricane. Well, it's like the Hurricane Laura is finally making its way like up the East Coast. Like it's gonna be raining like all day here in Baltimore. Probably work its way up to you like in a couple hours.
yeah, so I feel like maybe today might be like the one day that's gonna be chill out of the next like week.
Or-
Today might be the chill day. So I got some other tracks to write too. I did this track the other day, bro. This came out so crazy. This dude, Josh Paul, he's a bass player in the group Daughtry. He played in a lot of
Oh, you say
groups.
Daltrey?
Yeah, Daughtry.
Yeah, yeah. They're like pretty big, right?
Daughtry, yeah, I think he was on American Idol. But anyways,
Sick.
he did this jam on his Instagram. It was crazy, like this 70s, 80s Rick James type Parliament Prince type of jam. It was like a minute on his Instagram.
I wouldn't expect
I
that
hit him
from
on
Daltrey.
yeah, Daughtry was the bass player, Josh Paul. He's the bass
Yeah, yeah.
player. But I hit him. I was like, bro, this is crazy. Like, let me write to this. So I
All
wrote
right.
to it. And then I really like the song. Like the melody is crazy. It's just fire, man. But I'm just excited about those type of things of like that. What's next? You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm just like a shark in that like I never stop moving, and I just don't know how to stop moving. Like the very lowest I can go is like watching like some shows on Netflix. Like you know what I mean? I could do that for a bit, but once I'm done with that bunch of shows, like the other part wins out. It always wins out. Where it's like, all right, bro, what are you doing now? Like you doing a shirt, you doing a song, you doing a video, like what's the next move? Like and it just never
Yeah, that's
stops.
awesome, man. I respect the hustle, man. For sure. Like that's how you stay afloat, man. And I love how you just like DM'd him and were just like, let me like that's such a good way to like build your portfolio, build like your network, and like just put more art out there with like other people doing similar stuff. And like I don't know, I just feel like that's a just such an easy thing to do, but like something most people probably don't do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like it was like a cold DM. Like, he'd been following Shinobi Ninja for a while. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So it wasn't like some random dude. But even if it was some random dude, I would still hit him up because it's like, I don't know. I just feel like there's so much content and like music and shows and news and everything just happening all the time that you got to kind of pick and choose what's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you gotta make certain decisions to be like, you know what? Though no, that's fucking awesome. Like, yo, let me write to that. Like whoever that is, whether it's some dude that's nobody or some dude that's famous, it doesn't matter. It's like, but you just gotta keep your ear to it. And like as a creator, it's like every day is the hunt. It's a hunt for a new song name, or it's a hunt for a melody. It's a hunt for a new shirt idea. Like, what's the next business move? Like, what's the next creative move that we could be like a science fair, go back to the science fair and be like, all right, hypothesis. We just did 3 hypotheses this week. How did it turn out? All right, so when it's time for another one, like if I do this, I think this will happen. Bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that viral thing was just like, that's one thing. You know what I mean? But I've done it so many times where I'm just like, it does happen. Like good things do happen when you stay positive and you create. When we get into the negative mindset, when we start doubting ourselves and we stop our creative outlet, the output, right? We stop the output due to perfection or doubts or whatever it is. You stop winning. You stop winning because you're not in the game anymore. Ain't nobody. You can't shoot the last shot in the game. You can't make that fucking 3 seconds left in the clock 3-pointer and the crowd wins if you don't even have the ball in your hands. The only way to get the ball in your hands is put on the fucking shoes. If you don't put on the shoes, you don't go to the gym. It's like you ain't in the game. Can't nobody put you in.
Fuck yeah, man. Pumping me up, man. This is good Saturday morning vibes, dude. I got my coffee, fucking inspiration with Duke Sims.
I feel like I was talking to my homie yesterday, right? And he was like, "Bro, you should be a psychiatrist. You should be a psychiatrist." I said, "Why are you saying that to me, man? You know, we be drinking, we're just chilling, you know." But it's like, if like I talk about positive things, and I talk about creating, right? And if that resonates with you, awesome. I could do this shit all day, bro, because it's about being authentic. You know what I mean? And releasing any of those doubts of like the way that we were grown up, our parents' expectations, our wives, our daughters, our kids, our cousins, our brothers, sisters, like all this expectation shit, it'll fuck you up. You know what I mean? You just gotta understand this, like how we came in the world butt naked. That's power right there. It's when we put on the Jordans and we do all these things. We say, well, we need these things, and I love Jordans, and I love nice shit. I love fashion. I love dressing rad. You know what I mean? But it can't define you, and nobody's expectations can define you. You can't let it. You gotta be like, no, I'm awesome for whatever it is. Like if you can't dunk, cool. But you could if it was an 8-foot rim. Fuck it. That's still awesome. Let's go get an 8-foot rim. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
have a sick reverse layup.
you can have like a crazy jelly. You see the dudes that go viral for jellies, like they can't dunk, but they got crazy jellies. Like their jellies are crazy. Where it's like, damn,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
No, that's cool, man. I think that's like something I've always liked about you, and like, with my solo music project, um, I've worked with a handful of producers, not that many, but like I've always like felt good vibes going up to Willie B Labs where you are right now, and we spent a couple like 2 different sessions, like monster sessions, just creating, man, and like you were really instrumental in sort of helping me get on my path to my new live set because I was kind of lost, and to an extent I'm still figuring it out, but I'd like to say I'm still improving on it, but like I had to start somewhere, and I was just like, I just need to get with someone to like sort of like share my vision to, and just sort of like start putting shit down, and then like test it live and see how it goes. Hypothesize, is this the style that's gonna work? If not, go back to the studio, like find that niche, find that vibe, and that was like 2018 when we did that, and then fucking literally 1 year later, last December, did it again, and then I'm fucking rocking the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn. And it's just like you just like if I didn't like try, if I didn't just start somewhere in, I had a couple rough shows along the way where like, you know, just really tough scenes, like really humbling experiences. But you shake it off. You're like, all right, well this didn't work, so how am I gonna make this better next time? And if it didn't work, then maybe it wasn't me. Maybe it was just the wrong place. Maybe it was the wrong audience. But just constantly not letting an obstacle getting in the way of like achieving that end goal, which for me at that time was just like getting a dope live show that I can take on the road on my own and still put on a good show that's like unique and something people will like. And like that Knitting Factory show, man, was like one of the best, like cooler concert experiences I've had in my life, just because like I was on my own. I've never played Brooklyn before, big city, like late show, playing with DJs. I've never been on an EDM bill before, but that's sort of the scene I was like looking to get into. So that was my hypothesis, is like I want to see how this set does in front of that crowd, because I'm used to like the more reggae rock and some of those bands crowds. And like it turned out great, man. It was like better crowds, better vibes than like any show I've played like in my solo project, for sure.
Hypothesis, bro. Sometimes it's just fucking good amount of time, right? It's like it fucking nails, bro. When that shit nails, there's no better feeling, man. Oh, here at the studio, right? It's the simple things, but like those type of things that you said, like you tried it, right? But it's about feeling proud of yourself. You know what I'm saying? My man Mundo, shout out to Mundo. Like, there's a gate up here, and people bang on it, right? Gang, gang, gang. That's the
Yeah.
bell.
That was hilarious. I
So,
was so confused the first time I came there. I was like bang on it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And you're like,
especially,
oh,
you
you
know?
literally meant stomp on this gate. And I was like, all right, all right. This is like
Yeah,
old
like, but
school.
anyways, there's a mat above the gate, right, to stop rain
Okay.
from coming in or anything like that, because it has a little bend in it. But people stole the mat. You know what I'm saying? Because Brooklyn, somebody stole the mat, and then I got another one from Home Depot, and I cut it and I put it there, and then somebody cut it in half and fucking took half of it. And there's like half a mat there, and it ain't doing shit. It ain't stopping no rain. So I told Mundo, I was like, yo, Mundo, I got some shit I got to do all day, but I need you to go to Home Depot and get this mat. I need you to cut it right and do it. Boom. He's like, I got you. So he come next day, bro. It's gonna rain the next day. I come. Mundo had drawn it out, measured it like perfect. Then he installs it and he comes back and he's like, bro, it's great. And I come upstairs, I look at it and I'm like, yo, Mundo, you hooked it up. You did it better than even I would have done it. You know what I'm saying? And the pride that he felt made me feel so good. You know what I mean? So like, to relate to what you're saying, where it's like you got a hypothesis, what's gonna happen, like, and then when it does come out your way, you feel that pride is for yourself, and that's a large feeling, bro. And then other people can feel that because you emanate that. You
Yeah.
become that pride of like, and then you tell people the same shit. You say, yo, fuck it, do it, because you never know. That's what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Try it. You don't know. You got to do it.
Yeah, man. I forget who said this quote, but something that's like kind of like been a mantra for at least a live set because it's like solo, and so that's a little more nerve wracking. But it's like if what you're doing doesn't scare you a little bit, then your goals aren't big enough, or you're not like thinking big enough, because that means you're comfortable and you're complacent. And it's like every new show I book, I still get a little nerves because it's just like, man, like I'm on my own. Like it's just so different. Like I'm actually doing my first show since the lockdown in 2 weeks, and like a it's like a jazz lounge. It's like a Korean jazz lounge. It's fucking awesome. Amazing food in Baltimore, like vinyl records all over the walls, like real good vibes. But it's just like I've never played a Korean jazz lounge before. Like I don't know what the I've eaten there plenty of times, so I kind of know the vibes and like the where it is, the area in the city, and like what type of people go there. But it's just like I'm gonna rock it, but I hope they like it. But if they don't, like fuck it. But like I'm also like thinking, man, is this my set too aggressive? Is it gonna go over well? Like so.
Yeah, you might want to curate that for the Korean lounge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was just going through all my songs yesterday and all the beats I've curated over the years. And yeah, I'm definitely skewing on the chiller side of things.
That's
Won't be
smart.
rocking any like metal riffs or anything like that.
That's smart, man. I remember one time we played. Shinobi was like right at the beginning. We drove, like we first got out of town and we drove. I think it was in Maryland even, but somewhere out there, Virginia. It was Virginia, I think. So it was like a good 7 8 hour drive to play one show at like some bar and grill. And like we
Oh
showed up
shit.
there, we showed up there and it was like 10 people. And then like, we just like a catapult off the stage and it's just like raw, just like going crazy and headbanging and jumping up and down. And the people were just like, whoa. And then, like, after about 35 minutes of just insanity, we were done. And it was like, wow. And then the owner was just like, all you heard was like, and then like we go out and we're smoking outside, and like, how was the show? What'd you think? Like, and it's like, yeah, you know what? And some people are like, yeah, well, like, we think we liked it, but but it was a little bit aggressive, like maybe like a little bit loud, and we were like, damn, we drove 7 8 hours to hear like we think we liked it, like you were a little bit aggressive. But as
Yeah,
you got to
man.
curate it, you got to like understand. You should think about life is about service. Life is about service ultimately. And if you're just serving yourself, then only expect for you to be happy. You know what I mean? But if you want to serve other people, then understand what they want and give them that. You know what I mean? You can blow their mind a little bit, but you gotta hook them up.
Yeah, I think it's like a fine line artists like constantly battle is like serving yourself and serving the audience, especially as you're going up, still working your way up, where you're still finding those clubs that like you fit in, and you're trying different types of venues, from lounges to bars to clubs and whatever. Just still just taking all the shows and just really building up your live game. And I know personally, I always like I have moments where like, you know what, fuck them. I'm gonna do it like my shit because that's me. And if it resonates with one person, it's worth it. But then I also at the same time just don't want to be arrogant, and I want to be like, you know, show my versatility and also keep the audience in mind. And like, you know, I'm not trying to ruin anyone's night with my music if it's like a wrong fit, but it's just it's an interesting thing. Not sure if it's a there's one exact right or wrong way.
Let's have a good time, man. Make some friends. If you make friends, you're good. Everything will be good.
Hell yeah, man. So for those that have watched so far and aren't familiar, you're the singer of Shinobi Ninja. So what's up with Shinobi, man? What are you guys up
Shinobi,
to?
we got a new album. I think it's being mastered right now.
Shinobi Ninja.
Yeah, that's classic. I made that shirt. I mean, I designed it. That's classic, bro. I mean, yeah. We got a new album. It's being mastered, so that's like final stages.
Oh,
And
cool.
we did it over like the last like 3 years in a bunch of different studios. One was the Village, I think it was in Los Angeles, where they did like the Smashing Pumpkins and like Frank Zappa and all these different cool bands. Fleetwood Mac. We did some there. We did some in there's one studio that Public Enemy recorded at. So we like did it all these different studios over the years, the last couple of years, 3 years. So it's really interesting album actually. And the songs are like some songs just like wow. Like there's a couple like one at least for the reggae rock crowd that's just gonna be like damn, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like whoa. That one's just like talk about service. Like it's just like such a service song where it's like yeah, like Santeria is like for me it's like a service song where it's like it's just everything is happening and it's all perfect. You know what I mean? But you can't sit down and be like, I'm gonna write this perfect song, and it doesn't work like that. But if you're blessed enough to become a vessel of it, then it's like, yo, and there's one song where I'm just like, damn, like I really think that people. But then at the same time, it's like I thought people were gonna like certain things, and they
Right.
like something else completely different. So we'll see when it gets received when it comes out. I'm always happy to have music out, and you know, Shinobi is like it's given me so much in life. So to be able to just keep giving back and putting out, it's a blessing, you know.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing that. And then before this, you told me about, or you sent me a link to a video that I posted in the video caption. A new project you're doing with Baby G, Unicorn Rising. Is that right?
Yeah, unicorns riding.
Riding. So is that like a new project?
Yeah, that's me and Baby G. We put out 3 songs, an EP called Roly Polo Soho, and it got 3 songs. The song that I like the most is Shoplifting in Soho. I just think that song got a crazy bounce, and
Yeah, I was listening to it when I was setting this up, dude. I like that beat.
yeah, it got a crazy bounce. Me and G, you know, we've been in Shinobi for so long that we have all that chemistry, you know, and in real life, obviously, you know, we're together and we have a kid. So we have like a certain chemistry in life, but we never did anything together. We did things together with other people, but never just like, yo, like you do a verse, I'm gonna do a verse. Like you rap, I'm a rap. And it's like, let's do that. And we'll like keep it in the hip hop realm, you know what I mean? Like there's some singing, of course, there's choruses and stuff, but it's like bars and I get to write raps where it's like, you know, I couldn't really write certain type of things, but now I can like be like hip hop with G and we can do our hip hop thing and you know write raps and it's really fun, man. So it's Unicorns Riding, 3 songs, brand new, and it's been awesome, man.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. I like the video, or I like the song when I checked it out. So if anyone's watching this, definitely check out that link in the caption. Um, how's Brooklyn right now? Like just in general, like what's the vibe like?
It's chill, bro. I mean, everything is cool. A lot of things are open. The thing about New York, which is just like in a grand scheme, which is just weird, is like there's 20 million people in the state, right? Not 1 million or fucking 5 million, or it's 20 million people that live in this state, and like 8.5 of them live here in the city,
Yeah.
New York City. You know what I mean? Manhattan, Queens, like that's half of the state lives here. You know what I mean? And Brooklyn alone, just of Brooklyn alone, is 3 million people plus. So
Yeah.
Brooklyn is as much as the state of Massachusetts, and it's just a borough, right? And then when you think about the numbers, like the numbers are so low here. It's like 5 people died from coronavirus yesterday in a state that has 20 million people. So it's like we got hit the hardest for some reason it was the worst here, and it was like we were the ones, and everybody bugged out. You know what I'm saying? We got subways, everybody's really close together. People bugged out.
Yeah.
Somehow we end up on the other side. We're like now we're the best, and
Yeah,
like
dude.
it's a vibe. I really know,
That's cool,
don't really
man.
know what
So
to think
like
about.
restaurants are open, and are they doing
Yeah, they
like
got
limited
outdoor seating.
capacity?
It's outdoor seating. I ate in New Hampshire, and in New Hampshire, masks weren't. You didn't have to wear a mask in New Hampshire. You
Oh
know what I
wow.
mean? They had indoor eating and outdoor eating. It wasn't capacity, but it was like kind of like fucking normal. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And even New York is not even like that. You know what I'm saying? New York still just has the outdoor eating. So, it's still a vibe. People walking around with masks. So it's a vibe, but I don't think that anybody is like freaking out. I don't feel a freak out vibe. I feel like people are
Okay.
just like, we're living, like we're gonna keep living.
Cool, man. Well, that makes me feel good about coming back up for another studio sesh.
Oh yeah, I mean this studio's been rocking, bro. Like the positive vibes have been just a blessing, man. You know what I mean? Like studio's been a blessing, bro, because again, life's about service. So the studio it provides a service of music, right? Recording, that's how we get down. But then it provides us the side of fashion, clothing, t-shirts. Who needs t-shirts? Businesses or brands or bands. So it's like a double service. And because of that, it's like we're blessed because people still need things and we're here to be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing.
Yeah, man. Speaking of the t-shirts, I wanted to ask you, or like ask you to share the story. You've told me this, but like I remember you told me how you linked up with Dave Navarro from Jane's Addiction, and I just think people that are watching this are gonna love to hear this story because it's like just a awesome story of like just the universe putting two people together like through whatever channels and yeah, so thought you'd like to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean that really goes back right to what we were talking about before, which is just that
Right.
hypothesis. But
Yeah.
you got to have your quarter in the game. You know what I mean? If you're not in the game, then you're not doing t-shirts with Dave Navarro. You know what I'm saying? You're just not. But I got to do it because like my daughter was born, and I knew I had. Well, my daughter was born, so I got this place. So I knew I had to switch up the vibes, right? And it was another one. I was like, shit, man, why not? What could happen? It was a dungeony basement, but I was like, yo, I got a vision. I'm gonna go through this vision. So once I got here, I'd only been here for like 2 months. I just was teaching myself how to make shirts because I didn't know anything about making shirts, right? So I was just learning it from YouTube, stuff like that. My homie, she works on Celebrity Ink Master, which Dave was on. I don't know if it's still on, but Celebrity Ink Master. And she was like, yo, Dave, I told Dave about your studio and he wants some shirts for the show. Like he got some ideas. He wants to, if you can print them for the show. So I was like, sure. Like I never printed shirts for anybody before, but
So that
why
was
not?
your first t-shirt project was Dave Navarro.
Yeah, I was like, that was the first person I ever
Fuck
made a
yeah.
t-shirt for. And like,
That's awesome.
we FaceTimed and it was like, all right, send me the image. It was deep, man, because it was deep, bro, because it was like an image of his mom, and his mom got murdered. And it was just
Wow.
like, man, it's like I'm gonna make this t-shirt. I'm gonna make this t-shirt for you. You know what I'm saying? And shit, I just did it. You know what I mean? And then from there, we just started doing some more shirts. Like, okay, well, we did that shirt. What about this idea? And I just help him. You know what I mean? And he was starting to do his art, like street art and like different visions that he has in life. And so I got to help him with a little bit of it. And it's just a cool dude. He always just give me positive vibes. And hopefully I've been able to do that back to whoever. You know what I mean? But I have a lot of those type of stories. You know what I mean? I got a call from Spike Lee one time. You know what I mean? Like, why was Spike Lee calling me on the phone? But it was like, I submitted a song. He did an open submission. I submitted a song. Spike Lee called me on the phone. Like,
Dude,
things
that's so
happen.
fucking dude, I feel like those open submissions are like I always do that type of shit too, and like that's your quarter. Like you just got to keep submitting, and like you got a fucking call from Spike Lee. So like, what was that project, or like what?
That was that She Gotta Have It on Netflix. It was a
Okay.
Netflix original series. Came out in 2018. So it was like the first season, and he did like open submission for like looking for artists, songs, and man, however it went down, we ended up with a song, and he invited us to this party at his spot here in Brooklyn, and he invited us by calling me on the phone. You know what I mean? And so it was like I picked up the phone. It was just like little voice, kind of talking to me, and I didn't really recognize it. You know what I mean? He was like, "Is this Dave? Is this Dave Duke?" And I was like, yeah, who's this? He's like, this Dave Duke from the Ninjas. You know what I mean? I was like, who is this person? He's like, it's Spike Lee. It's like, whoa. What's up, bro? And we just talked about Brooklyn, right? Because I'm from Brooklyn. We come from the same neighborhood pretty much. He went to the high school right next to the high school I went to, even though I dropped out. He went to Dewey. So there's like, things in common, but it's like the thing is like the universe is there for you. It will make those connections for you. But you gotta just put yourself out there. And when it comes to not putting yourself out there, you know what I mean? Realize that you're cutting your dick off. You know what I'm saying? Like you're cutting off all of your radness, all your possibilities. It's a wrap
You got no
because you
dick.
just took yourself out of the game. But if you put yourself in the game and you love the game, you got to love the game, right? You got to want to make that shot. You got to want to make that strike. It's bowling. Like you need that. You want that nice curve. Like you're waiting for that moment. When is it going to happen for you? You know what I mean? Just fucking stay in the game. You know what I mean? Because shit happens, bro. Like I seen you at that knitting factory show. Like, you know what I mean? Like shit happens where it's like, oh yeah, like fucking go, you're on. Like it's happening right now. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna call you and tell you you're gonna have a phone call from Spike Lee. They're not gonna call you and tell you that in 2 months Dave's gonna come and print some shirts. That's not gonna happen. You just gotta be ready. Preparation meets opportunity, and just be about your life, like be about your authentic self, and those things will happen, man. Fucking Black Panther died. You know what I mean? So it's like, what? You don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know how this shit could swing super rad. It could swing super fucking crazy. So you gotta stay positive. But if you're about it, stay on your mission, because the mission is the fun part. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might make the three and win the game, and that's great. But the mission that leads you there that's your life. You know what I mean? And you gotta really fucking pay attention to that shit. You know what I mean? And be fucking present and not be stuck in the past. You're dealing with depression, anxiety of the future. That's anxiety. You know what I mean? Causing stress. So end scene. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, man, that really hits home for me, and like really sort of like how I've kind of maybe matured into, or just sort of like existed in this solo project with like collaborating with all sorts of crazy people I never would have thought I'd ever make music with. But I just sort of felt like reborn in my musical self after leaving my old band that I was with for 6 years, and wondering how the fuck I'm gonna like keep doing this, because like for me music is a need, it's not like a want. Like I need to create, and I need to, I have all these ideas, and like I play guitar every day. It's like I love performance. Like I need to fulfill that, or I'm gonna be a miserable asshole in every other aspect of my life. And I need to find a way to like do it. And then like started started with one song with Howie Spangler from Ballyhoo, and then I was just like, oh shit, this can happen. And like he posted the song on the Ballyhoo channels, and like people started noticing. I was like, shit, this is something. I can scale this out. I can grow this. And then song after song, I'm Red Cup Dub was my 8th single, I think, in like a little over 2 years. So build a live show, do it, just the hustle is like become the fun part, whereas before it was more of like a chore to hopefully get to some end goal.
I feel you, bro, and that's power right there.
Yeah.
See, and the thing is that the universe feels that energy from you. It feels that energy, and then again, going back to service, right? See how everything just comes back to these same like pillars, but it's like when you're happy and fulfilled, you fucking make other people happy, and then they make other people happy, and it's like you don't even realize how many people you're affecting by fucking actually going after the things that you want, by really like satisfying yourself. You actually give to other people. You know what I
Yeah, that's a
mean?
good
And
point.
then because you're giving to other people, the universe is like, oh, you're giving, I'm giving. And that's the thing, is when you hold, you're like, nah, this is my bottle. Oh, and the universe is like, oh, it's your bottle. Well, this is my bottle. You know what I mean? So I get nothing, you get nothing. But it's like,
Yeah.
no, here, you're thirsty, drink. Oh, the universe is like, oh, we're giving away drinks today. Here, then you get another drink. You get 2 drinks. You know what I'm saying? And
And you get a drink, and you get a drink, and you get a drink.
everybody, man, drinks on the house.
But yeah, man, that's so true, man. And it's like something I really am big on is like, especially with my singles, because they're a collaborative process. Like I'm one man. I play guitar. I have the song ideas. I kind of have the vision, but it's really like the collaborate. Like without you, without the other people I get on the tracks, like they would just be ideas. They would never see the light of day. But like over time, it's really cool to see like this community build up where like everyone's sharing everyone else's songs and you know, posting. You know, it's just like building up a community, and it's just like everyone wins. And like um, you know, I really look forward to the day where I can do that for, you know, younger bucks that want me on a track, and you know, help raise their profile, and you know, just give and you know, share art as a collaborative process, and really, you know, make sure everyone's getting their credit, and make sure everyone's, you know, getting their time in the shine or in the sun, because like that's really like what it is. It's a collaborative thing. It's like, yeah, it's my name on the songs, it's my name out there, but and I'm, you know, I do most of the work, but it's like also it's like, you know, without you produce, you know, if I didn't go to your studio a year ago and, you know, lay down a couple reggae skank chords, an A minor to a D minor, if I didn't show you that and you put those 808s down and, you know, all those beats, like it would, I would never have Red Cup Dub out. Like it just wouldn't exist.
Teamwork makes the dream work, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And it's doing what the song's doing well, man. Like the feedback on this one has been like better than anyone else. The organic reach is like way better, like social shares. Like all my like it should break 10,000 streams today or tomorrow, but 80% is like from the algorithm, just Spotify algorithm. Whereas before, it was never the case. It was like me hustling playlists and getting on, you know, user generated playlists, which is starting to pick up a little bit right now, which is cool to see that the song is still has legs. But you know, it's mostly just the algorithm, dude. Release Radar, Discover Weekly. That's been like most of it.
You never know, bro. You
Yeah.
gotta fucking shoot them shots, bro.
You never know when the algorithm's gonna like you.
Algorithms of the universe.
Cool, man. All right, dude. I'm gonna wrap this up. We're about 50 minutes, but thanks so much for chatting, dude. It was great catching up, man. Glad to see you're doing well and hustling as always, putting those quarters in the slot. And
Oh, bro. You
this was a
already
good
know what.
Saturday. This was a good Saturday morning like ritual. I feel inspired to take on the day.
It's good, man. Share that inspiration with other people, bro. You can take a lot of the things that I said, and you can just take them as your own, because I probably got them from somewhere else also. You could just take them, bro, and just be like, listen, life's about service. Everything.
You understand? Nice, dude. So why don't you just like let people know where they can check you out?
You can find me on everything at Doobie Duke Sims. We have a show right now that we're shooting at the studio, which kind of follows me around the studio. It's called Collective Vibes. You could go to YouTube and type in Collective Vibes. Shinobi Ninja, a lot of music out there on the internet, a lot of music videos, a lot of awesome content. Type in Shinobi Ninja on Google. Unicorns Riding, that's my group of Baby G. You can follow us on socials, and we're on Spotify, the new album. And the song to check out, Shoplifting in Soho, which Wes put in the link. And yeah, follow me on YouTube, man. I'm doing reaction videos every day. I put like 5-6 reaction videos. And Willie B Labs, if you're in Brooklyn, come by the studio. And that's it, man. I'm out and about, you know.
Well, good shit, bro. Thanks again. And this has been an awesome chat. And everyone, check them out. Our single Red Cup Dub, which Duke Sims co-produced, is out everywhere too. Check that out, and be on the lookout. We're not gonna stop anytime soon, baby.
Awesome. Appreciate you, Wes.
All right, peace, bro.
Peace, man.